My friends, we all know a garden has various varieties of flowers, and if every variety is given its due space to grow and flourish, then at the end of the day, the garden looks beautiful. And this is what Article 14, 25 and 26 of the Indian Constitution gives the liberty and the right to every Indian citizen to profess and propagate the religion of their choice. But what we have seen in the recent past is 8 girls in Karnataka have been denied access into their classrooms and have been marked absent only because of the crime which they have committed, which we call as hijab. Hijab means a covering, nothing beyond that. What I am wearing is also a hijab as a man, just as how a man belonging to the Sikh community wears a turban, or a Jew wearing a skull cap or a kippah, or a Christian wearing a cross, or a Hindu sister in this country wearing a ghungat or a bindi. Likewise, the Muslim women and girls are wearing a headscarf and having an outer garment over their clothes, and that's it. What's the issue all about then? Is there any issue in this? Brothers and sisters, very unfortunate, very disappointing and very bizarre to see such a situation having emerged, where 20 goons wearing saffron shawls are brazenly making an earnest attempt to harm that Muslim girl who's wearing that hijab and heading to her academic institution. Was this the kind of India that we had seen during our school days and college days? Definitely not. We were all in the class with our classmates belonging to different religious denominations, but we had the strong element of affection and bondage, and we still remember those glorious days, and those nostalgic memories still linger in our minds. But it is very unfortunate to see that young girls, young men who are just the budding citizens of this country today are having a vertical split because they are being influenced by certain vested interests. And that is something very disappointing, very sad and very bizarre to look at. Where is this country heading towards? Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. It's an excellent slogan. We all cherish this slogan, and it is definitely the need of the hour. But what we see on the ground is exactly the opposite. Is it really good for our country? These minds which are so soft, fertile, and which need to be cherished and nurtured with good values, with good understanding, and with good relationships with each other. For in a plural society, everybody needs to integrate with each other and live in harmony, live in peace, and live with happiness. Why is such a thing happening? Why is this kind of a divide taking place? Why is the communal harmony of this country be threatened by certain vested interests? Be very alert. We need to counsel our children. Brothers and sisters, I would also like to remind you that in the recent hearing on this hijab issue, the respected counsel, Mr. Kamath, while addressing the lordships, gave a very beautiful argument. He asked the honorable lordships, are you asking us to choose between food and water when both are essential? We can't be with one without the other. Likewise, there's education and spiritualism. And you are asking to choose between education and spiritualism? How is it possible? Both are essential. Particularly the women, empowering themselves with education is the need of the hour. an empowered and a knowledgeable and an educated woman will be instrumental in bringing about a generation with values, a generation qualified. At the end of the day, my brothers and sisters, we need to encourage our women just 2 months before their exams. Would the heavens have fallen had this matter at least been postponed for a few months? We are still to adjust to the new normal. And when we have been online all this while, and God Almighty has been very gracious and benevolent to allow us to once again come to our offline mode, such an incident is truly very disappointing. It is definitely not a nice thing to happen. But we only pray that wise sense prevails, and each of the religious denominations in the country are given their space to develop, to grow, and to contribute, as I said earlier, to the growth of this beautiful country of ours. One of the best democracies in the world. We are very proud to be the citizens of this country. Each one has a role to play in the development of this country, and we should never give space to these goons and these kind of people who are trying to divide this country on religious lines and trying to polarize the society. We should never give space to them. We should make them understand that they are only a minority. They are only the fringe elements, and they cannot impose their viewpoint on these fertile minds and be a source of destruction for the development of this country in future. At the end of the day, let me tell you that hijab is a concept. It's a value. It's a means of self-protection. It's a means of asserting your self-confidence and a means of preserving your cultural and religious identity. It is not a monopoly of the Muslims alone. We are all Indians. We will remain Indians, and we will all stand united for the progress, development and the growth of this country. Thank you so much.